Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 online game. Today we have the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. Been a while since I brought you guys some Packers gameplay, so here we go. And first play, look at Darren Sproles. What did they feed this guy before the game? Break one tackle, break two tackles, and there he goes. I mean, eventually when you get a bunch of glitchy tackles like that, you'll be gone. Like, what was that? That's one of the weirdest first plays I've ever seen. Poor Packers run defense actually played it all right, but we gave up the touchdown anyways. So this is a sub game. And what I want to talk about today during this game is, just NFL Week 8 stuff, because it was a pretty interesting week in the NFL. I mean, there weren't any big-time matchups, but there's some pretty big storylines. Like, for starters, we'll start with, the best record in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. They are 8-0. They had a scare from the Cleveland Browns. Browns gave them a run for their money. In the fourth quarter, they were down 3, had the ball at one point, and they just couldn't get anything done. Jason Campbell didn't make the mistakes Brandon Weeden made, so, I mean, he stayed in the game. He did a good job using his mobility to help him out, and really took some for the team, just like, dove out there, took hits and stuff like that, didn't slide down. I see me throw the interception there early, not a great read by me. I mentioned it before. I pretty much forced things a lot on my opening drive, as I did again there, and that time it was just a flea flicker, but you know what I'm saying, but, yeah, so the Chiefs ended up hanging on nonetheless. They are 8-0. Doesn't matter all the bad quarterbacks they played and yada yada yada. Their schedule, I don't think they played a single over 500 team. They're 8-0, so it's whatever, man. Until they play Denver, they are 8-0, and it's all good. And even though it's been the likes of like Brandon Weeden and Ryan Fitzpatrick, we just live with it. But anyways, next up, probably the game everybody's talking about the most. The Dallas and Detroit game. Ooh, I don't even like the Cowboys, and I still feel bad for their fans after that game. That's just nuts. How can a fan base go through that much, like, misery? Minute left, up by 6, no timeouts, and the opponent has to go 80 yards. Did you see me make a bad read there? And I punt the ball off again. I think it's the second punt in the game. We've been held scoreless so far. But, yeah, I mean, how can one fan base have so much misery? Like, there's no way that the line should be able to do that. Though the one thing about that whole drive was, besides the fact that the Cowboys played absolutely terrible, was Matt Stafford's fake spike idea at that 1 yard line. That was absolutely genius. You see me just read the screen here beautifully to force a punt. But yeah, that was absolutely genius. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Well, you don't really see that situation come up, but Stafford was, staying waiting for the spike and ended up diving in there. So, great job there by Stafford to get the play in there. Definitely, rally that team around them. But at the same time, the Cowboys, you can't let that happen. And here, speaking of letting things happen, how you gonna let Jordy Nelson take a wide receiver screen to the house? That's what he does here. Jordy Nelson, one man to beat, and he beats him barely, and we get in the end zone. But yeah, and then, of course, Calvin Johnson versus the Dez Bryant. That whole battle was, I don't want to say one-sided, because Dez definitely showed up in that game, had 2 touchdowns. Even though Romo only found 3 times, and by the way, get your hands at the cookie jar, fool. But Calvin Johnson just did way better. He just put up one of the all-time best wide receiver performances in that game. That's all Megatron did. 329 yards, I think it was, and the touchdown there, and got stopped at the 1 yard line twice. It could easily been a 3 touchdown performance, but that's why he could easily be the best wide receiver of all time, as I think one of his Lions teammates said. He can easily be the best wide receiver of all time before it's all said and done. He could easily pass Jerry Rice, because he's just killing it right now. He skipped the game this year because he was not healthy, and he's still on pace to be better than he was last year. That's ridiculous. And by the way, Kuhn, what was John Kuhn doing rifling up there for that ball? God only knows. As we forced the drop right there, 3rd down and 5, looking to make a stop and force him to punt the ball, and he's got absolutely nothing with Breeze. Absolutely nothing rolling out. Eventually throws it and actually finds a guy. God damn it. But it was dropped, I think. I didn't even see that. But it's all good. So he punts the ball off again. There's been a few punts in this game. Pretty clean game like that. But anyways, moving on. New England and Miami. That game looked like you'll be seeing a lot of articles about what's wrong with Tom Brady. The Patriots are in trouble. And oh god, dude, thank god I got bailed out for that, because that was freaking terrible there. Throwing it to the sidelines there, should have been a pick 6. I'll take my breaks, but that was way too bad. I should not have gotten away with that. But yeah, so the Patriots look terrible, and then Sturgis misses a field goal, and all of a sudden the Patriots decide now it's time to turn it up. Brady turns it up, and they end up scoring like 23 unanswered points, 24 unanswered points. So no problems in Foxborough this week. And they just keep on winning games. That's the thing. They always seem to have problems, but they keep on winning games. They're also losing people. Now Ballmer's down for the year, but they just keep on winning games just like the Chiefs. So no problems there this week, all right? Even though they look like there might be. And then the Saints, they were 5 seconds away from being undefeated at this moment if it weren't for that we always win Patriots team. Otherwise, they're still having a great season. They're still set up to be either 1 seed or 2 seed in the NFC right now. Depends on what happens with Seattle or the 49ers, whoever wins that division, which looks like it'll be Seattle right now. But the Niners are only 1 game back right now. You know, not doing terrible. But the Saints are definitely not doing terrible at all. They're doing really, really good. And the Bills played decent, besides Thad Lewis's fumbling problems. But the Saints were just too overmatched for them. Bills played okay. Saints just played better, and they ended up winning. That's that. You know, Breeze. And Jimmy Graham only played some of the game. He was only like a red zone specialty guy, and he still scored like 2 touchdowns. You know? So, yeah, you know, Breeze is definitely getting it done down there. And the defense was rattling Thad Lewis. But then again, it is Thad Lewis, so you can only expect so much. And then next up, the Niners and the Jags. When are the Jags supposed to win a game this year? You watch a game, and I don't think they've ever been within single digits of their opponent this season. When is this team supposed to win an actual NFL game? And I had a purple zone there. Probably should change to a light blue because the purple didn't even like come close to I believe Jimmy Graham there, and we ended up giving up the touchdown. So that sucked. And yeah. So when are the Jags supposed to win a game? I just want to know that. The only game I can look at is the Cleveland Browns game they play in like week 10 or something like that, or week 11. I don't know. I think it's in December, but still, that's the only game I can think of that the Jags might have a shot at winning. Otherwise, they are that bad this year. Granted, the Niners are that good, but they've been getting blown out left and right by every team. Niners were no exception. They just absolutely pounded Jacksonville, though, 42-10. But yeah, the Niners are looking pretty good. Niners had a little shaky start to the season, but they played against 2 really good opponents, and lately their schedule has been like cupcake soft, so they've been taking advantage of that. And I should have dived. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but now suddenly my opponent has a chance to tie this game up at the start of the 3rd quarter. So this is probably the time where I should start taking this game seriously, considering the fact that I'm on the verge of losing. No more juking around Aaron Rodgers. Let's just make sure we come out with the W here. My opponent should make sure that he doesn't bring out the read option with Drew Brees, because that's not going to work. That's not going to work. They're down to 11. That's a backbreaker. We had the purple route, but the purple was so far away from that left side that he was still trying to sprint there, and he wasn't able to get to the out route in time. We give up the 1st down. 2nd down and 1 here. Just make sure he doesn't get anything deep, and we force him to throw the ball on the run there. 3rd down and 1, pretty easy to convert, and he's able to convert there. And that was actually my guy. I think I played man coverage there, and I was just a little bit off trying to cover Jimmy Graham. I didn't think he'd find him, but he did. But this play, I make up for it. Look at where I start the play, and then you'll see where I end the play. He tries to throw it here. This guy who goes out of bounds anyways. I catch the ball. I don't go out of bounds. Make a little 360, and Casey Hayward has a crib call. Are you serious? Damn. You know that's gonna be in top 10 plays of the week. What an awesome play there. Like coming up with the pick from across the field, and the best part is staying in bounds and then the whole 360 thing. That's just sick. That's why you love Madden, just to make plays like that. That's one reason I just love playing Madden. When you make plays like that, it's just so much fun. Obviously not that fun for your opponent, but for me, I'm having a lot of fun right now. And here he's getting the fun back. How the hell he caught that, I will never know. Anyways, moving on, let's go to the New York teams. Which one do you guys want to start off with? Let's start off with the team that lost, the Jets. Let's start with the team that got absolutely shellacked, the Jets. I mean, I kind of expected them to, I predicted them to lose. I just didn't expect them to get blown out that badly. Usually, it's because of Geno. Yesterday, it was because straight up the defense. The defense was not on par. Andy Dalton was killing it. Andy Dalton's had a nice rebound in October, by the way, so far. After a shaky start to the season, he's had a nice rebound in October. And no one told me to stop with Aaron Rodgers, so I didn't stop. I continued to run options in the open field with A-Rod. I tried to juke there, and look at me like hurdling. I just heard a fumble again. But yeah, Dalton's definitely having good in October. The jury's still out, but so I mean, he's answering the bell so far. Great game. Then that dude Marvin Jones had like 4 touchdown passes. Shout out to anybody who actually started him in fantasy. I'm sure there's only like 2 people in the world that started him on their fantasy team. But yeah, the Jets, their defense, their secondary is god awful, man. It's god awful. The front 4 can only do so much when that secondary, they just don't do much. So now to the good team in New York, at least for this week. Well, I'm not even gonna say good team. The Giants still didn't even play good last week. They settled for 5 field goals and somehow still won the game. The Eagles were just that bad. They were just that bad offensively. The Chip Kelly mastermind offense has done nothing for 2 weeks in a row. Granted, the quarterback play has been all out of sorts, but still, I mean, you have the greatest offense of all time. Should it really matter who your quarterback is? I'm just saying. But you know, the Giants have an underrated run defense, so they're able to shut down LaShawn McCoy for the most part, and Mike Vick took himself out, and then Matt Barkley is a rookie, so and he's definitely not setting the world on fire right now. And the Giants offense, like I said, settled for 5 field goals. That's not good. They're still not good. They just played 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, and I don't even know what to expect. I don't know what I want from this team. I don't know. I want them to just continue to do bad to get low draft picks or high draft picks, or they're only 2 games out of the NFC East, so they could possibly go out and win the NFC East. I don't know, man. We'll just play it by ear, but I guess it's kind of cool that we have some sort of hope in Week 8. Granted, that's the worst division in the NFL, but I'll take it. I guess I'll take it here. And you see this game's pretty much over now. It was close at one point, but once we got that sick-ass pick 6, it pretty much ended there. And from one Manning to the next, as my dude puts his hands in the cookie jar for the 3rd time in this game, the Peyton Manning game. The Redskins defense, that's been really bad, played really good in the game for like about 2.5 quarters. Then for the last quarter and a half, Peyton Manning just went to work. One thing I really noticed in that game was just how like animated London Fletcher was at the sideline. I tweeted about it too. Like, London Fletcher was doing a great job trying to play chess with Peyton Manning, the way some of the greats like Ray Lewis would do. And he had his squad going good, but Manning usually gets the best of people. As we're just this is turned into my little highlight reel. And then RG3, like, he had no protection in that game. Denver's pass rush, my bad, looked the best thing looked all season with Von Miller out there, and they were just killing RG3 to the point that he actually got hurt. And yeah, so that's that. The Redskins, I still think it's here between the Redskins or the Cowboys for the NFC East. I think the Eagles and Giants are done, but Washington needs to turn it around sometime. Sometime they need to, you know, protect RG3, and RG3 needs to play like RG3, as we're just goofing around the halfback pass here. And then there's 3 other games. The Oakland and Pittsburgh game, I honestly didn't really pay much attention to it, because really, who really cared about it? You know, Pittsburgh lost again. Their whatever like slim playoff chances are done now. And Terrell Pryor didn't even look good at quarterback. He just got that one big ass run as we seal up the win here. And then there was the Arizona and Atlanta game. Matt Ryan was just rattled. He had no receivers. Arizona's defense is good. That was that. And then the Vikings still suck, and the Packers are still really good. So those are all those teams. Hope you guys leave a like in the video. Subscribe for more Madden 25 online games, and I will catch you guys next time.